start off first of all with the Greater Wellington Candidates, and I'd like to call to the stage, please, Adrian Staples.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's wonderful to be here on what is not a very pleasant Sunday afternoon, so thank you for coming out, and thank you to our Masterton Residents and Ratepayers Association for giving us this opportunity. Now, over the past few weeks, I've been attending meetings where I've heard strong criticism of Regional Council, which is impossible for me to put in context or debate in 3 minutes. And what is always missing is the good stuff that we do. Things like the huge support that we have for catchment groups who are cleaning up our rivers with riparian plantings, subsidies for landowners to fence off and plant waterways, and the increase in our budget for pest control, and of course our new trains. Now, we have lobbied 3 successive governments to get those new trains for Wairarapa, and it is a big deal. The Labour-led government said it was a great idea, but sorry, no money. Then the Labour government said it's a great idea and put it in the budget, and then promptly lost the election. And so we've had to convince the national government that it was a good idea. And $800 million later, they have said yes, it is. And so we are getting our new trains. No, they're not going to happen tomorrow, but they are coming, and 30 new jobs for Masterton when those trains are maintained and stabled here. So it is a big deal, and it doesn't happen if your representative is missing from the top table. I have been involved in this project. The other one is flood resilience. Because of the work that the Regional Council did, we were able to access $16 million of government money for flood control and flood resilience in Wairarapa. We've cleared 948 blockages in our rivers and streams, which will make for strong flood resilience, especially in the rural areas. And it is another big deal, and it wouldn't have happened if I hadn't been involved in the conversation. The Regional Council is a big organisation, and it does have a lot of staff, but I don't make any apology for that. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to say is, with me, what you see is what you get. The words that you are hearing today are my words. I've written them. They come here from my heart. They're not concocted by a communications consultant. I work with people for solutions. Nobody standing in elections in Wairarapa has more experience in Wairarapa local government than I do. And if you vote number 1 for me, you are putting our region at the top of the table. Thank you. 8 seconds to go.
There we go, and 8 seconds for you, thank you. Wairaka, do you want to come and grab a seat? All right, Alistair Plummer, I'd like to invite you to the stage, our second candidate for Greater Wellington Regional Council. Probably important to note, and you'll see this if you haven't got your packs yet, or even if you have, is the 1-2 is the STV system, so you do need to write which candidate you prefer, and the number 2, obviously, on which candidate you vote number 2.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you for coming out today. I'm Alistair Plummer, and I'm standing for the Regional Council because the Wairarapa deserves a stronger voice, principled, practical, and focused on outcome and not ideology. And let's be clear, these are my words as well. Let's be clear, more unrestrained spending and uncontested rates increases are not signs of success. They are symptoms of a system that has lost its focus. In 6 years, Greater Wellington Regional Council has added 220 more staff, raised your rates by 54%, and increased its wage bill by 79%. Contractor spending on staff has jumped tenfold to $73 million, and now they are forecasting an increase in the rates take over 10 years of 100%, without showing it clearly in their consultation documents. That's not transparency, that's bureaucratic growth on steroids. Meanwhile, Wairarapa's trains are late, cancelled and underutilised. Fares are continually going up, yet service remains poor. Despite this, the Regional Council re-signed Transdev until 2031 with no open tender process, And while we have the promised new train contract, we still have at least 5 years to go until they get here. Flood resilience. It's misdirected. Gravel extraction has been reduced by over 50%, driving up our local roading costs and increasing our flood risks. And our community-driven flood plan, the big one for Greytown, that's just stalled. It's sitting on a desk gathering dust. Farmers coping with rising compliance costs due to policies that have been written in Wellington for Wellington with no farmer input. And our key transport routes here in the Wairarapa of State Highway 2 and the Rimataka Hill Road barely rate a mention despite being our economic lifelines. So yes, we're paying more, but we've received a lot less. I'm standing to change that. My plan is simple. Let's prioritise our transport routes that matter to us. Support our rural productivity with practical policies and not bureaucratic ones. Restore sensible, balanced gravel extraction and build our flood resilience using our local knowledge from the people who live beside the rivers. Hold our Greater Wellington Regional Council contractors accountable. And finally, align our council strategies across the Wairarapa so that Greater Wellington Regional Council is working for us and not around us. If you are tired of an uncontrolled Wellington bureaucracy on steroids, paying more and getting worse outcomes, vote for change. Vote for a leaner, smarter, Wairarapa-focused governance. Vote 1 for me. Thank you.